Aloha, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here today. Governor Green will sign several key bills that will support our kupuna, provide better resources for people with disabilities, and expand language access. It is my great pleasure and honor to introduce Governor Josh Green.
Aloha. Aloha. Thank you all for coming out today again, and it has been a great adventure this last several weeks where we've had multiple bill signings, done what we can and what we promised to do, which is to be supportive of people we care about in our state. Let me start by thanking the legislature. The legislature, House and Senate, did a great job. They really took to heart the need to care for people and to do and pass smart legislation that actually made people's lives better. Today is the culmination of that. We were thoughtful about what our final signing would look like, and we wanted to focus on people that had challenges in life that we felt advocated very strongly for themselves and impressed the legislature to pass good bills. So that's what today is about. So mahalo. We want to strengthen people's lives. Many people, we have many kupuna in our state. We have many individuals living with life challenges, with disabilities, and they are equally powerful in our community when we give everyone a chance, frankly. So that's what today is about. Here in Hawaii, Keiki are raised to take care of and respect people. That's what we're trying to express. 1 in 4 adults in Hawaii in the United States lives with a disability or is elderly. And that means a lot of people at some part of their life may need just something. Some part of life has to be improved. So a lot of the bills we're signing today are going to do just that. So we're going to sign, let me pull up a couple cards here. We're going to sign bills in support of security in living, accessible homes. We want to focus on that. I'd be remiss if I didn't give a special shout out to my long-standing partner, John Mizuno, who we go way back and has been the author of Here are some of the numbers and how prevalent it is that we either get old. Remember, we're headed for the silver tsunami, which is by 2030, we anticipate the population, the average age of our population peaking. And that means there's other needs that we're going to have. So this is our accessibility agenda today. Let's take a look at this. There are several bills. House Bill 870, Neighbor Islands Blind and Visually Impaired Service Pilot Program. You know, if you live on the neighbor islands, it's even harder to get access to services. This is something that I saw firsthand as a Big Island legislator. So I'm grateful to the folks that passed this bill. House Bill 388, education accessibility standards will be improved. We have referral prohibitions that are so they're not discriminatory any longer. Senate Bill 1378. House Bill 218, prescription information. It is hard enough to get people to take their pills. I can tell you that. So maybe we ought to be able to read what pills we're supposed to take. I think that was a pretty straightforward bill, but very smart. And then finally, House Bill 278, Dementia's Health Campaign. You know, there are a lot of dementias, and it's not just Alzheimer's disease either, although that is a large piece of it. So I'm so grateful that the legislature acknowledged this and is making a difference already. So great stuff. Here it's broken out just a little bit more. Each of the legislators will have a chance to come up and share with us. But we want to make sure that we continuously provide extra protection for people and access to services. And so that's where we are headed. Let me just say this. The reason we're here is to help people. If we're not doing that, we shouldn't be here. So I'm grateful to have our Lieutenant Governor here. Sylvia Luke has been championing some of the big issues for us. She's here today because she also is able, with her experience, to help the legislature navigate what we think we had resources for this year. But in addition to that, I want to thank her here in our last signing for dealing with some of the huge issues that will be very impactful for us. Early education, you're all very aware of. Gigantic lift. There'd be no way I could do it without our team. Thank you, Sylvia. in addition to that broadband connection, a lot of what we're doing and a lot of what the legislature has done is focused on getting people better access to technology. And for all of our good intent with some of this legislation, if we don't have LG Luke's leadership on access to broadband in and around the state, it just won't work. So some of these things are foundational, and that's why I'm so grateful that she's here and just crushing it for us. So, do you want to say a couple words before we start? Okay. So I'm going to pause there, and ultimately we'll get to signing the bills. But a couple other people to single out. In a moment, we're going to hear from Senator Henry Aquino, who also has a heart of gold. So thank you, Senator. Della and I used to fight. I don't know why we get along so well now, but I appreciate her and all of you guys. It's really going well. And then Amy, thank you for always being an advocate. So you guys have been terrific, the whole team, all of you. Every one of you have chaired or vice chaired a committee, and it's made a big difference. But thank you guys for pushing us along, making sure that we're focusing on the right things. So aloha, and let me turn it back over to Erica.
Mahalo, Governor. I would next like to invite to the dais Senator Henry Aquino, Vice Chair of the Committee on Health and Human Services.
Mahalo, Governor, colleagues, and special guests, for the opportunity to provide some remarks. The list of bills that Governor will be signing today covers a wide range of community needs, from disability access, language access, and issues facing our kupuna and their loved ones. There's an excitement, and I'm excited as well, to be a part of these efforts to ensure access to services, programs, and other needs for our residents with various disabilities statewide. With the signing of 5 House bills, we are raising awareness on disability access, recognizing American Sign Language, providing training and services on the neighbor islands, strengthening resources in our DOE, and better delivery of telecom services for this community. As we know, language access is a necessity, considering that nearly 20% of our residents utilize English as a second, third, or fourth language in their households. For those who come in contact with the court system, court interpreters are vital to ensure that fair processes can occur. Mahalo, Governor, and our key committee chairs for their support of Senate Bill 813, which was a priority of the Filipino caucus. Our kupuna is such a huge part of our community, and protecting and ensuring their well-being is paramount. Thank you to our subject matter chairs in both the House and Senate, and colleagues for pushing a litany of bills aimed towards supporting our kupuna throughout our state. From educating our residents on Alzheimer's, providing necessary resources to our State Office on Aging, and protecting our residents from unlicensed care homes, our legislative members have done an amazing job. So, on behalf of the State Senate, in particular, the Senate Chair of Health and Human Services, we thank Governor Green and all of our colleagues and key stakeholders who are here today for their hard work and support. Mahalo.
Mahalo, Senator Aquino. From the House, we have Representative John Mizuno, Chair of the House Committee on Human Services.
Good afternoon and aloha.
Aloha.
I wanted to start off with 4 words which I truly feel defines today's bill signing. Vision, bold, compassion, ohana. Our disability community, exactly what you heard from Governor Green, about 1 in 4, that's about 300,000 people in the state of Hawaii. This is a vital part of our community. As they move forward, they help our economy move forward. Now, Governor, if you I hope you don't mind, I'm going to deviate for a short second. There's someone that I wanted to recognize on one of the bills that we're passing. And Governor and members, if we can now refer to that bill as Raymond's Law, it's a person that I met about 6 years ago. Someone had stolen his wheelchair. And we came to the Capitol, no questions asked, we just wanted his wheelchair back. He was on the news saying, God bless that person that got my wheelchair. If it brings him or her happiness, it's okay. Governor, I don't know if I could do that. I would have probably wanted to do something else. But the love that Raymond Tavita showed encapsulated what we are in Hawaii. It's about aloha. And true to what his spirit was, he ended up getting another wheelchair. People had supported him. Raymond had asked that the disability community, Governor, is the invisible community. And he had brought this to attention years ago. And so as we try to work on the disability community and getting more information and more support services, I was glad that we're finally able to pass this bill. And that's why I wanted to name it after my good friend Raymond Tavita and call it perhaps Ray's Law. So how about a hand for Raymond Tavita? And his mom, Cici Pita, who's here.
She's right behind me.
Hi, Cici. Thank you. We also want to thank the Neighbor Islanders and Henry Aquino for working on the Neighbor Island Blind Service Program bill. I know that was a tough one, but great job. We got funding for it. We passed it. This shows that we're not going to be Oahu-centric when it comes to our disability community. We're an island state. We protect all islands. Neighbor Islands is part of our state, so we're glad to see that passed. Finally, we also wanted to thank the legislature and the governor for agreeing to move national standards in education. So if anyone has a disability, having issues with reading, sight, may have lack of hearing, may be deaf, this provides national standards to all our Department of Education schools to ensure our keiki get the ability and access to the education they need despite their disability. So for disability members, we've got an A+ on this. I wanted to go over what Senator Aquino had said. Language access is another big part of the bills that we're going to be signing. I wanted everyone to know this. The diversity of our people define us. This diversity does not divide us. Everyone knows Hawaii's a melting pot. We've got a number of different ethnic groups, and we've got different cultures, different languages. Many of us, English is our second language. And so it's very important that we continue to support all of our people with the bills that we passed to support language access. I believe we did this. So thank you again. Thank you to the Senate, thank you to the House, and Governor, thank you for supporting these measures. And Lieutenant Governor. Finally, I did want to talk about our kupuna. If it were not for them, guys, hey, we wouldn't be here. They paved the way for all of us. We get that. So we've got a number of bills that will be enacted into law by Governor shortly, helping the Office of Aging. This is going to be very important. We got more positions for them, helping them to educate our kupuna. By the way, I'm an AARP member on Medicare, Medicaid fraud, Medicare fraud, as well as other fraud and theft that happens today in these targeted groups. Today, we also want to thank the governor for signing not only these bills, but also to witness a lot of these families that may be touched with dementia or Alzheimer's disease. We've got bills to provide more support services for these members. So it really, again, hit out of the ballpark for kupuna. Finally, I'm going to end it with this, to our beloved community care homes and caregivers. I'm honored to say that with the two bills that passed, the governor's going to be signing in a few moments, we're going to stop the unlicensed and illegal care homes. This has been an issue that has been affecting our state for a number of years. If I run an illegal care home, I can charge a person $8,000, $15,000. I don't pay my taxes. I'm not insured. Department of Health cannot check me because I'm under the grid. I'm illegal. Well, this calls a stop to all that. No more referrals to illegal care homes, number one. Second, we're raising the penalties up to $1,000 for any day of an infraction. So any of those illegal care homes, if you're watching this, we're coming for you. You will close down. It's about consumer protection. It's about caring for kupuna. And Governor Green knows, we fought for caregiver pay raises in the past, and this is a big issue, but I'm grateful. This is a consumer protection bill. It helps our kupuna, and I'm very grateful. So again, thank you very much. Remember, all these bills represent today vision, being bold, having compassion, and loving our ohana. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you so much, Representative Mizuno. I'd like to now ask the governor, our speakers, our lieutenant governor, of course, all legislators and invited stakeholders to gather for picture taking. Bill signing, and then picture taking.
Okay, so here we go. I think, so the first bill that we're going to sign is House Bill number 870 relating to the Neighbor Islands Blind and Visually Impaired Service Pilot Program. Really good. Thank you. Thank you. You bet. Okay. So here it is. That's that one.
Right up to here. Okay.
Right here at 3, 1, 2, 3.
Right here, one more.
Perfect. Okay. Now, next bill we got, we're going to all be here together. This is relating education. This is regarding our instructional books and making sure that materials are available to meet all people's needs and advances technology. So this is excellent. This is House Bill number 388.
Right here.
Okay. So thank you for that bill, everybody. Who's our lead on this bill? Is that you also?
Yeah.
All right. Give this pen to someone else.
I'll give it to Virgil.
That Virgil. This bill is relating to unlicensed care homes, and Representative Mizuno, John just shared very passionately and if not succinctly, very clearly that Senate Bill 1378 is going to do a great job. And contrary to what people say, English is not John's second language. It's actually it's his third language.
Love you too, Governor.
Yeah. Great work, everybody, but in particular, great work, John. Thank you, my brother. Take this thing. Okay, absolutely. Okay. Next up, we have House Bill 218. This is the prescription drug bill, and I mean it when I say that it's difficult to get people to take their medications. Only 50% of all drugs that are prescribed are actually taken by patients historically, and there's any number of challenges. I think what people don't realize is you could be visually impaired and not get access to your drugs. Of course, you could be poor and not be able to afford the co-pays. And one thing that's often not discussed is sometimes literacy is a challenge for so many of us. And the words themselves are complicated with medications, but there are just people that never learn to read well. And so we really have to be supportive of everyone if we're going to try to do well with prevention. So I'm really grateful for this piece of legislation. All right, there we go.
Right here.
Oopsie daisy,
Very
sorry.
nice.
Okay, very wonderful. And then finally, the bill, the last bill we'll sign today, House Bill number 278. And this was, yeah, this is in regards to people recognizing Alzheimer's disease and other memory impairment conditions. And my stepmom is going through Alzheimer's right now, and I see the challenges, and the awareness is a great challenge. My father, who's very well educated, who's the caregiver now for my stepmom, he tells me all the time he never imagined the challenges that would arise, and he wishes he had extra years to have been prepared. Even though he had all that time in his formal education, he didn't have the time or the awareness of what goes on when you do wrestle with the disease. So this is for my stepmom, Jean, who's a wonderful person and a great cook and a great role model, and she's still hanging in there, but really happy. Now take one for effective date.
Oh, okay. That's great.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, great. You can tuck in, sweetheart. Yeah, perfect. There you go. I know. Right over here, tall guy. Big smile.
Hawaii SHIP, the State Health Insurance Assistance Program, is federally funded by the Administration for Community Living. We are part of the Department of Health Executive Office on Aging, and our primary purpose is to help people understand Medicare. We're so fortunate to have a great group of volunteers who are eager to learn how to counsel, to give presentations all on Medicare and health-related topics, and we are here to serve our state.
Folks, if you can't see the photographers, he can't see you. Right up over here.
Senior Medicare Patrol is a national program, federally funded, administered here by the Department of Health through the Executive Office on Aging. We are a committed program of volunteers working to protect kupuna, their families, and caregivers against healthcare fraud, errors in billing, and abuse. We're also now paving the way to address non-healthcare fraud, alleged or actual, thanks in part to a bill that was signed by the governor, and we're able to now help more people and work closer with other agencies.